For the regulation INWTR, there is a problem which was happened for the regulation configuration. CFR underscore INWTR supports only the region US because the regulation CFR is only related to the US, which will not mix with other regions. That is the reason. The previous one, flammable liquids, is a description which is allowed for overall the world, and it is the validity area is like word was chosen. That is the reason it is not considered for this particular description. Internationally, I will maintain the description as, and I maintain the validity area as US. Yeah, I changed it to flammable liquid because I changed it at this stage. So as per the regulation, it is not interested to say with the whole region, just it needs a separate, and that is the only reason for this. Coming back to the DG classification, you can able to see different kind of regulations in your dangerous goods classification node. ADG is a regulation generally used by the Australian people. ADR is a road regulation. The transport which was happened by using the mode of transport. Road is called as ADR. ADR can be used in multiple countries. Around 24 countries, I can see the ADR regulation. Even you want to see which countries supports the regulation ADR, go to SE 60 and check the table PCG 93. Whenever you start with PCG, that is a configuration table from EHS side. Maintain the validity area because it is connected to the ADR validity countries. You can see around 49 countries. ADR regulation is supported. Okay, like the same way. This is Asia Road, the Asia Pacific countries. CFR is a regulation which is related only for US region, not only not the neighboring countries like Canada. Only it is related to US. Okay. For Canada, it is again different. TDG. TDG is the regulation. Previously, actually, people use US dot for the US. Unfortunately, they changed their regulation very recently, 2 years back, I think. So they changed it to CFR. In CFR also, they provided the mode of transport regulation separately by using the regulation name itself. If it is a road, INWTR. INWTR means internal waters, like rivers. If it is a big river and the transport is also happening by using the rivers, which are connected internally inside the country. Those are internal waters. Okay. It is not the transport between the country to country, but internally they're using the transport of internal waters, then INWTR will come. Rail. Like the air transportation, we can able to see IATA underscore PP for passenger, IATA underscore CC for cargo. So like the same way, they are using goods trains for CFR underscore rail and passenger rails for rail underscore P. So Mercosur is a place. It is a kind of formation, and a set of countries is nothing but Mercosur. You can able to see the information in Google. So the place, it is a regulation which is supporting that one. Mexico, Mexican, New Zealand. IMDG is the international one, that is transport happening on oceans. GGVS. Let me check this. This is related to Germany or what? This is giving the total regulations inside the system, but we are dealing with DG, right? So if it is a DG table, it starts with DHM. Series. This is Germany table, as I mentioned. This is a German regulation. So there are multiple regulations which supports different countries. All that we know is just we need to identify the proper regulation to the country, and we need to maintain all that stuff. So SAP database, the information or the information from the tables will be controlled is not with that. From specification, create report is the place. Generally, we trigger the report creation, and it will interact with WWI Server with the help of template. With the help of template, the specification create report is the initiation, and the data will be transferred to WWI server, and the request will be transferred to WWI server, and template gives the complete information what needs to be displayed in which place. Then the final information will be transferred to Word server to represent the same in Word document. In the process of report creation, it will get the information from SAP database, because to fill the information inside the fields and all. And finally, it will generate the raw report. And finally, it will enter to the steps of final report creation by passing the logistical data at this point. We will create the final report. So this is the report. Generally, we use it to have the information, or MSDS. Generally, we can say the final report it is. SAP DMS is a place where exactly all these raw reports will be created, from where exactly we can access the reports, and we will finalize the report creation by creating the final reports and all. So this is the complete story. This is the place, specification, reports, under report section. Uh, Create report is the starting step for the creation of the MSDS and all. Once you click on this, it will ask for the generation variant and languages, and finally gives the option for create report. Once this step is completed, the data will be transferred to WWI server, okay, which was internally set in CGS variant transaction code. So we can able to see the WWI server generation server at this place. So this is one. It will take care of the request from report and from this place, and it will generate the report by using the template, because it is a document. It is a document means some information needs to be put inside the file, but which information at what position, all these type of details will be given by template. That is the reason we create the template. Template will give you what exactly the information, what are the headers, what are the footers, what is the information needs to be pulled from database tables, and finally, what are the placeholders? Everything will be defined by template. And finally, the template will pass the detail, and the WWI server will create the report. And once it is done, just it will integrate with Word server. So you need to showcase it in a file. Which file it is? It should be a Word file. Word file means it should be interact with Word server. So after interacting with Word server, it will create a Word document and it will put the placeholders. It will not provide any data because it is not interacted with the SAP database. Only it put symbols for placeholders. Just it needs to hit the database table and it needs to pass the information inside the placeholder so that the report will be created. So that is the concept. But in the next step, it will hit the database tables and it will get the reports, report symbols from there. And finally, it will start creating the report. It is the step called report creation. Then, or once the data was passed, simply raw report will be created. And raw report will be created. We will check and we will, user will check the report. And he feels okay. Then he will release it and he will save it in SAP DMS database. Management server. So once you save in SAP DMS, still you didn't pass the logistic related information like material number or any information which is coming from other modules. Those information is not yet fulfilled. Only the raw report will be created. In such case, you want to see the final report. They will be passed in the final report creation step, and logistical data will be passed in this step by using parameter symbols. And finally, final report will be created after passing them. So that report can be called as MSDS or Material Safety Data Sheet or anything by using templates, by using WWI templates and all. We generally create labels, reports, trump cards. Yeah, this kind of data generally we use it to create by using WWI system now. So this is the story. Now we will try to understand how to design the templates and all. In this topic, we have the below information to be discussed: templates, generation variants. Templates is a bit vast topic, and the coding is also a bit different. Generally, we have some logics, and based on the logics, we will maintain the coding, and we will try to put the information from SAP property tree and SAP other tables events. I will create a test. So I will create a test template. See this. I'm clicking on the create button. I need to provide a description. Test template. I'm saving it. This is the button which will take me to the creating screen. Generally, this kind of message will come. The report create template is already being edited or displayed or at front end. So that is the system reset it is expecting from the front end side. So in utilities, you need to go to reset front end. Okay, now you can click this button. Now it will try to open the WWI creation page. Please be patient because WWI servers are generally slow. The template creations are also very, very slow. We need to be very patient and should not touch any other button while it is opening or while it is closing or while it is saving, because it will hang the complete system and you lost the complete data sometimes. If you try to click more options, or if you are not sitting simply idle and you are checking each and everything whenever it is processing something. So please don't do such activities. My advice is to become a good SAP EHS consultant. You should be good in MS Office because WWI templates mainly deal on Microsoft Word. Rules related stuff will be dealt by using Microsoft Access. OCC and data migrations generally deal with Microsoft Excel. So each and every place you need to use some tool with related to Microsoft. So you should be a little bit confident in working with Microsoft tools. You better handle the things inside SAP EHS. So on your screen, you are able to see the WWI creation screen. The screen is divided into three parts: part 1, part 2, part 3, or part 1, part 2, part 3. In part 1, you can able to see the symbol tree. Symbol tree. This is the symbol tree. In the tree, you can able to see different kind of information. Mainly, it is divided into three parts. One is specification symbols, parameter symbols, description symbols. So total, the symbol tree is comprised into three parts. The symbols which are coming from EHS are nothing but specification symbols. Okay. The symbols which are coming from the integration concept or different logistic places, those are parameter symbols. The symbols which are coming from the whole phrase management, nothing but descriptor symbols. All the graphics, all the codes, all the phrase texts, all the phrases in multiple languages, everything will deal with. So it is completely related to symbols. That is the reason it is called symbol tree. And these are called specification symbol, which is starting with 01, parameter symbols, which is starting with 02, which is starting with 03, the descriptor symbols. These are the tools to design the program or to design the fields or to design the relationship between the tools. We have a lot of options called. This is the complete structure. Symbol, we will directly load the symbols from there to the sheet. If you are trying to add the descriptor, then we will use this option. Only for descriptor symbols, we will use this option. Repeating group is nothing but a loop. We are executing the same step in a loop, and for all the values will be triggered inside a loop, and each and information we can display. Blank compression. Blank compression means suppose the value is existing, then only it will display the entire. The value is not existing, then it won't display anything. Conditional output. If statement. If you are going for a iteration on a particular value, suppose this value is equal to this, then only you can print this. Otherwise, you can print a different. So this kind of stuff will be in condition output. Building block category. This is completely not related at this point. If you face any issues while adding the data or managing the data or triggering the stuff, then the messages will be created, whether it can be status, information, warning, error, abort. These are all different kinds of messages. Those messages will be saved in the message bar. So coming to the symbol part. Each and every value assignment type and the characteristic means the characteristics involved inside the value assignment type should have symbols. By using CG transaction code, we already created the symbols. So if you're not created, just execute the CZ, and you can get all the symbols. System will automatically create the symbols. You don't create the symbols. If there is any necessity, And if a particular symbol is not existing, then only you need to create the symbol on your own. Suppose the symbol is not related to the characteristic and you are expecting some logic inside the symbol, then you can create the symbol by using configuration. Specification header. This is the information which is holding ESDRH or specification header information. This is the header information. All this kind of information will be saved inside this particular place. You can print whatever you want. Specification header. You can pull the specification header, identifiers, material assignments, and all what exactly you want, you can print. Recipe management. This is more related to the recipe management people. In the same way, you can maintain the information from this place. This is some symbols which are related to instance oriented. Phrase related items. And also provision for garagements, transport related stuff, material related stuff. From general onwards, you can see this is the complete place for. From general, you can see this is the property tree. Suppose you don't want to use the standard property tree, this is the button. Change symbol tree. You can change the property tree and you can see it. Suppose you created a property tree in the system, right? So if you want to use the same SVT properties, you can able to see this. This is the property tree you created. You can also use that. So it depends on the property tree, the information will be maintained. You can handle all 16 section informations, and you can choose whatever the information you want. Inside the VATs, you can able to see the characteristic. See this, the VAT information will be displayed. And inside the characteristics, this is the characteristics. Characteristics will be displayed in the symbols. So this is the concept. While coming to parameter symbols and all, parameters can be integration with any kind of module or any other stuff. Country, region, language, and dangerous goods related data. If it is not covered inside the section 14, you can get the data from DG masters and all. That is a separate thing, right? So DG related documents, no, he just document information. All the material stuff, shipping points, sales related, sales organizations, recipe addresses, cover sheets, all the different areas. It can pull the information from all the places. GLM related stuff mainly deal. Descriptions. Descriptors always check for the phrase related stuff, whether it is a code, graphic, language, what exactly you want, and finally it will pull all the information. Text will be saved in one, graphics will be saved in one, languages will be saved in one, codes will be saved in one. So like the same way, all kind of descriptors can be handled in this place. We will try to create some stuff inside the system, and we will see some examples, and we will also do some hands-on, and finally we will move to the next topic. In physical chemical properties, I can able to see the color is maintained. So the color I can see, and I will maintain the order also, sorry, density also. Let me go to edit mode. This is the reason I just always ask you to click on invert access checkbox inside setup table interface, because see this, every time you need to change the things in manually. If you go to ZSVT and if you go for conclusions, every time it is opening in the proper way, there is no need to go for the invert access button and you can change the transpose concept. So that is the reason. Please do the checkbox invert access whenever you are handling or creating the property tree concepts or new words, new property trees. So that is a very good option.
Yeah. So,
and right now we are in physical and chemical, and I'm trying to create some density. Density value can be 20. Accuracy or temperature will be 80 degrees. And This one will be 67. So saving this data. I want to print this information, value, temperature, and pressure for density. Okay, what I will do, generally how we use to create, we will put a side heading, density, and we will create a table, and we will display all the information inside, correct? So that is the same intention of mine, but I need to check what are the phrases responsible for this. Go to CG12. First only, good. Density. Most probably you will get it. So you know the phrase group. Phrase group is an important factor at this stage. You want to print density, so put the cursor. Go for descriptor. You want to display the text, yes. Phrase group 09. Yes. Phrase text. Density is not phrase, it is just phrase text. Density. Press the search button, you will get the phrase. Select that phrase. Click on the appropriate place and add. Code will be automatically created in the system. No need to type or touch or create any codings from your side. System automatically will create it, so don't worry about that. Once you are interacted with WWI, this symbol will be automatically assigned to your original word also. Just click there and you can remove it. How you create the things in WWI, same stuff will be maintained. Don't maintain anything extra, just maintain the same stuff. Density, what exactly we are creating? We are creating value, temperature, pressure, and the values will be printed there. So this is the actual thinking in my mind. I want to create the stuff like that. So this is the style. How it can be achieved by using WWI, we will see. Okay, now I want to go for insert tables. You can draw the table also if you want. You can draw the table also, but I will maintain that is the next place. Value. Go for CG12. If you choose anything, just go for the value. That means go for the trace text and place it inside. And finally, you will get it. Always remember phrase group. Okay. Phrase group is, again, select the value, place the position, click on plus button. Now you need to print the value. So where exactly the value is, you tell me. Property tree standard, please remember the things. It is present in the property tree standard under the node, physical chemical properties, under the VAT density, then it is the characteristic. So please follow the same step. Go to specification symbol because you already selected the standard property tree. That is the first thing. Close this under the node, physical chemical, under the value assignment type, that is density, under that is the characteristic value. Okay, value. So this is the value. I told you these things will start with 01 because specification symbols start with 1, phrases will start with 02, parameter symbol starts with 02. Okay, now this is the symbol. Now we will go to the standard page and value, and we will press F1. It is a single value. Suppose if it is a multiple valued thing, then more than one value will come, right? So all the values will be created, means this is the option. If it is multiple values or something, then all the values created by selecting the star. GPC. GPC means it is a phrase related one. Suppose if this particular characteristic or the specification symbol you selected, right now you didn't selected the proper one, but if you select the characteristic and the value is related to a phrase key, phrase set, then the value needs to be selected from the phrase set, right? Also, a phrase needs to be displayed at this place. So what do you know? If you are selecting a phrase can be a graphic or a phrase can be a code. It can be a graphic or it can be a code or it can be a key or it can be a text. So four options are there. So in such case, if it is a phrase you are displaying, you need to select this option, radio button, GPC, graphic, phrase, code. So you need to select. If you are printing a graphic, please select a graphic. If you are printing a phrase, please select phrase. If you are printing a code, codes. Radio button needs to be selected. If you want to print the phrase itself directly, the phrase key itself, phrase key. We are not using the phrase. We are using a free text concept. That is the reason we are printing a value. Now what I'm selecting in the WWI screen, I'm selecting without because there is no phrase involved. Now I designed the initial structure. I put the cursor on the phrase position and I click the plus button. There is a possibility it can be created with multiple instances. At this moment, I have a single instance. Now, there might be a possibility I can create a other instance also. And in this case, I will maintain value 30, temperature 60, pressure 78, and I don't want to put it as a rank word. I will put it as suppose if it is a estimated value and it is the maximum value. Now I can put both India because the first instance will give you the estimated and second instance will give you the maximum. So this is a possible case. Now what I will do, I will save it. If you maintain this value segment, it will give you the first instance only. You want to print the total row, right? You can be, there might be chance you can create 100 instances. So what you will do, you need to put a loop on the specification symbol. Select the symbol, select the symbol. Every time, if you're selecting something from the right-hand side screen, select that completely and click the third button. Edit object from template. Click there. Automatically, the structure will be formed at this place. No, you're not understanding. I'm clicking on this descriptor. I will click this third button. The structure, what exactly we defined for that particular symbol, it is showing there. Now what I'm doing, I'm putting the cursor on my specification symbol. I will click on third button. Now this will be, the structure will be displayed on your left hand side screen. Now what exactly you need to do, you need to go for reporting group because you need to place a loop. On the master group, generally we use to place a loop. Multiple, all the value assignments should be printed. It should be under the VAT. Please check whether it is stuck or not. That is density, so it is wrong. So if you click density, the proper VAT will be selected. Okay, now the VAT is density. Now what I will do, this is already selected. Now I will click on create. A loop will be defined and the code will be automatically run. Okay. So I will go for the second one. Temperature. I'll check for the temperature. We will do a lot of hands-on on this because it is very much important. Template is a layman person who doesn't understand the usage concept or the validity area concept. It always thinks or gets the information of usage from other place. That is generation variant. That is the reason template is already linked with generation variant. Template will deal what stuff, what position, what data needs to be printed. Generation variant will give what are the filters, what are the validity areas, what are the public ratings needs to be displayed for what languages in the report. So generation variant will take all kinds of validity area information in that. Suppose for a particular validity area, there are multiple values. We can handle them by using reporting group or the loop related stuff or some other stuffs inside the WWA programming. Usage will be properly handled inside generation variant. If you select India in this case, these two values needs to be selected. So generation variant will give the value India from that generation variant stuff, and template will take off. It will consider India is the generation variant or the usage for this particular example, and template will check database tables with usage, and finally it will get all the values, and based on the coding standards, it will print everything separated by a comma. Once you understand the requirement and scenario, these are the different options you need to select. You need to understand which option is related to what requirement. So going onwards, we will slowly deal the information one by one, and we will try to complete the things, or we will try to display the information inside the system. So I will not cover everything because it will take days. So I will give you a brief idea how it can be used, on what basis you can maintain the information, and what basis you can get the stuff and all. I can deal that, and slowly we will deal the information in the coming classes. Now I will complete this example in today's class. Tomorrow's class, we will slowly get inside with the different step bars that are the tabs which are present on the top, and slowly I will come into each and every minute detail very slowly, because it is a very difficult and complex topic inside EHS. Most of the EHS consultants don't like WWA coding because it is coding. EHS is a functional module and they don't want to put their hands inside coding, so they don't want to do, and they will recruit a WWA consultant for the team. But it is very good if you learn the concepts of WWI. You can be a multitasking person, and you can deal the requirements on single-handed. You can control the business. You can display whatever they need. You can get appreciations. Multiple skills will really make you on a higher position. So please, this is the learning. Please concentrate. Definitely, I will cover most of the topics, not each and every, but most of the topics. People will create the examples. I will just guide you how to make them use. You people will create the examples. You people create all the steps. I will take each and every person into the line, and I will ask them to create the things on their own. WWA is not a lullaby or a childish story. If I start giving the information and you people can easily learn and get the things. It is not like that. You need to practice. You need to get the stuff. You need to click the things. You need to understand. So you people will create the examples. I don't create.